Hey guys, welcome to the X Ring. On today's episode, we're going to do something really cool. We're going to do guns and motorcycles. And I've had a lot of my friends that are YouTube creators, they're like, you don't want to mix those two. You don't want to, if you're going to do motorcycles, start your own motorcycle channel rather than blend the two. But I think this is something that'll be beneficial for a lot of my viewers. I know there's a lot of you guys that are probably out there riding and carrying concealed. So these are some considerations and things to think about. Stay tuned. All right guys, so one of the things that I've noticed is here in the US, what a lot of guys do is when they park their motorcycle, they will actually turn their handlebars to the left and get off the bike this way. And that works, but there's a better way to do things. It's better to have the handlebars open because this is actually going to allow the bike to lean in its most lean position. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's already leaning. But what it does is it opens the handlebar area to the cockpit area to give you a more inviting, easier way to get on and off the motorcycle. So that's the first thing. I know it's pretty basic. We'll get into the shooting stuff here in just a minute. But if you get off on the other side, you want to do just the opposite. For whatever reason, if you get off on this side, you're going to hold the handlebars open in this way. You can always park the bike this direction here. And if you needed to get on, it's a good way to get on the bike just like that. Now, for those of you guys that have maybe motor officers, there's a lot of guys or a lot of states that have police officers that patrol on motorcycles. You're going to notice that they do the same thing. Most of them on a traffic stop are going to get off on the motorcycle on the right side. And the reason is because of stepping into traffic. Let's say they pulled a vehicle over. They don't want to do this and an 18-wheeler or something takes them out. So what they'll do instead is they will typically, when they come to a stop, they will turn the handlebar to the left. This is going to serve two purposes. It's going to get the rotor bladed, and then it also allows them to get off the bike this way. They'll typically grab the front brake, keeps the bike from rolling on a downhill or anything like that. This also frees up the weapon hand if they are right-handed. You know, majority of your shooters are going to be right-handed. It's 80-something%. But if something happens, if I can draw and get back here, I can pop out left side, I can pop out right side. See, I'm seeing the camera and the eye can't even see me at this point. And so what you want to do is never hug your cover. You don't want to get so close you're having to trap those arms, but you're utilizing that. It's kind of like slicing a pie on a building or in a corner. That's what you're doing with this, and it makes you a hard target. Another thing you can do is actually push the bike forwards off the side stand, and then it will lay down. That way you can lay down behind the bike and you have all that cover, and you don't have to worry about skipped rounds underneath it. Guys, I know this stuff in and out. This is not something that I've made up. Let's talk about blading the bike towards a target. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so now let's say you're bladed. Let's say something happens, you get off your bike and someone's engaging from this side here. You can always get off on this side, retrieve your firearm, but you're gonna have to watch for rounds that can skip up underneath the bike into this area, okay? So you are gonna be exposing your foot. A lot of times you just wanna place, just think about having a vest on. That's what you're doing with that engine block is you're placing it in front of you. You can still use it for cover. You can still go low. You can shoot underneath the bike like this. But remember, you gotta watch those skipped rounds off the pavement. So rotors are actually really, really good because those rotors are gonna stop a lot, but you do have a lot of open area there, but you can use this as cover for you. You never wanna be out in the open or caught in the open without cover. But if you've got a bike, it works as a good bulletproof vest. All right, guys, so another consideration is going to be the gloves. So these are a summer weight set of gloves. These are some Alpine Stars. You'll notice they're much thinner. They're more for airflow. These are Helds. Helds are very good, very, very good gloves, very expensive. This is more of a winter weight, but not a heavy winter weight. So getting that finger in the trigger guard is going to be a little more difficult with these. These are insulated, heavyweight Held gloves, and these, look at the size of the finger, guys, and you got to make sure that whatever you're carrying, you can get inside of there, especially on the ones that have rain wipers. That has a rain wiper to be able to clear your shield. You start adding all of that stuff on your trigger finger, it could make the difference of you being able to fire the pistol or not. So what we're going to do is we'll do some firing with the gloves on. We'll see what kind of difference it makes on hitting some of these targets. It shouldn't be an issue. I do practice a lot, but we're going to try it with something a little smaller, like a 365, and we'll see what kind of hits we can get. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to test the summer weight gloves. I also have the helmet on because a lot of times this will obstruct your vision. If you haven't practiced with the visor up and down, just realize this can fog up, especially once that adrenaline starts pumping. And then all of a sudden you're going to have this to deal with. And it's really tough to see out of that. So anytime you can get that crack, remember this is going to serve as my eye protection, so I'm going to keep this in the down position while I'm shooting. I'm going to show you how you can use that bike as cover and how we can hit these targets that are beyond it. We are actually at about 25 yards when I'm doing this. I'm going to be shooting a SIG 365 with the lightweight summer gloves. All right, we're going to do a left outside exit. You're going to need to move, dude.
Yeah, I'm making sure it's good.
All right, guys. All hits on steel at 25 yards. You guys can see how that makes you a difficult target. What you have to remember is this is giving away your noggin position. So always remember that about a helmet, especially if you have a flip up and it's sticking up really, really high. Let's try it with some mid-weight gloves. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna use a mid-weight heavy-duty glove. These are Helds. They're also insulated on the backside to keep your knuckles from getting too cold. You'll also see we have rubber wipers on the left, so if you're going support hand, that could make a difference in getting into the trigger guard. Let's see what it looks like with these gloves. All right, guys, no problem at all, but this does have a thin bottom side. This is actually kangaroo leather, so I actually have better tactile feel with these than I do with something like that lightweight summer glove, but these are a really nice setup. Let's go ahead and do the heavyweight gloves. All right, guys, so now we're gonna use a set of Held heavyweight insulated gloves. You'll see how thick those are because they're insulated on the bottom as well as the top. We'll shoot it on a 365. We'll see how it does. We'll do a left side dismount. All right, guys, it makes a huge difference because what you have to understand is with this full heavy glove, now guys, this is cleared, I've cleared it, nothing in the mag well. You physically cannot fit your finger in here, okay? It just won't go. So you're literally having to take it and swipe across this way. You see that? So your tendency is going to be probably to push the pistol to the left, but you're not going to get that finger in there. It's something to think about. It's always something to think about, especially if you're riding and carrying. These gloves can inhibit you from being able to shoot the pistol. All right, guys, so something like that works, but we're not trying to be Wyatt Earp here and being all cavalier. Always use the bike as cover. So guys, that might look slower, and it is going to be a little slower, but you are protecting yourself and your vitals rather than being John Wayne out there on top. Hey guys, so it was something a little different. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Maybe you can take something away from that little bit of training, something that you really won't see on the internet that much. Big thanks to Defender Ammunition for providing the ammunition for that test. The entire test, I shot the 124 grain Defender ammo. Remember, 7% off, and the coupon code XRING will get you 7% off that first order. So guys, comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, and I'll see what I can bring to you. You guys have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.